Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. For the Washington Wizards, they come in off a good outing against Orlando. And that was a serious blowout. Not too many people can claim that they saw that coming.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And, you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
So the Nets starting five. Baylor is out there with Reed. Then there's Maravich. Then it's Goodrich. And it's Walton in at the center, locking down the middle. And the first one drops. And during this part of the season, a lot of lengthy road trips can be found for teams in the league. Clark, I would assume it's maybe sometimes hard to play at your best when you've been on the road for a long time.
Oh, there's no question about it. I mean, there's a galvanizing aspect to being on the road because it's just you and your teammates against the opponent. But when you're out on the road for a long time, things can get a little stale. You can become a little distracted. So it becomes very difficult, particularly for young teams, to work through the grind and adversity of being on the road. Veteran guys are used to it, but the young fellas often struggle with that.
Maravich, good.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Here's Miracle Man. Bellamy kicks to Carter. Drains it from beyond the arc. Carter's got his first 3 points of the game.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from three.
Screen by Walton. There's a good screen. 6 to shoot. Here's Baylor. Good work defensively by Carter. So it's Washington now. It's a 3-point game. Pass to Miracle Man. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And, of course, for the Nets, I mean, they won't control their own first-round pick until 2019. There's going to be some losing along the way with not much reward.
Now, here's Baylor. We saw him with 29 points last game, and the officials call a traveling violation. We've seen a quick start here for the Wizards. And Greg, the Nets trading away the better part of a decade worth of draft picks when they went all in back in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, going for vets like Darren Williams and Gerald Wallace, Paul Pierce, and, of course, KG. But unfortunately, all past their prime. That team only able to get to the second round, and boy, what a heavy price to pay for so little success in the postseason.
Now Goodrich following McGrady's three-point attempt.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
And, you know, Kevin, that's what they want, an uncontested look from the perimeter. Sadly, they came up short on that possession.
Now here's Goodrich. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Hawks in Atlanta. Takes a three. It's rebounded by Bellamy.
Yeah, but the defenders draped all over him. He just could not shake loose.
McGrady against Maravich. A putback. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Wizards.
And the three-point shot was a huge part of their game plan. When it was falling, it made them very hard to defend. Opponents were stretched out all over the place.
On the wing, Maravich. Pass to Goodrich, trying to get back on track. The shot, no good. Carter with the three. No good there. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
And their defense practically non-existent in that one. Just gave up far too many easy shots.
Yeah, I think they were totally checked out, Greg. At least that's what it looked like. When you play that kind of defense, you expect to lose. Not a lot going his way. Everything he's shooting is just off the mark. I mean, somehow he's got to figure out a way to turn it around.
Now, here is Maravich. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And you know, Kevin, his creativity really on display that night. I mean, he was threading beautiful passes everywhere.
Carter with a three. Washington gets it back, and a new 24. A well-timed shot fake got the defender off the ground right there.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
Here's Baylor, takes the 12-footer and hits. Baylor's got his first 2 points. Washington leading now by 6. McGrady outside. Fires from the line, buries the jump shot. Brooklyn's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out, looking cold from outside. Reed with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Baylor. It's tipped. They retain possession. It's good. For Washington, they've gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. There's the screen. Dishes it to McGrady. To the middle. Here's Miracle Man. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. While there's a chance, let's show you the teams that have thrived on the fast break this season. Number 1, the Wizards.
You really got to admire their conditioning. I mean, it takes a major commitment to play that fast-breaking style, and they are all in.
Baylor kicks to Goodrich. Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
Excellent awareness there, zipping the ball over to the perfect spot to score.
Here's Lever. He's covered by Goodrich. Basket counts. And here's Maravich. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. Passes it to Walton. There's the dish to Reed. 6 on the shot clock. Carter with a 3. Hands it from downtown. Carter's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Washington.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Here's Baylor. Good. And it's Walton who picks up the assist. Baylor's got 5.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at him. Show him you can shoot from outside all night long.
Miracle Man. They shoot again, and Walton sends it back, and he gets it back. He faded back on that one to give himself some room. And it's 7 points for Miracle Man. Now here's Goodrich. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. The title of best dunker is one that seems to change, Clark, from year to year in the NBA. Who's on your short list for that honor right now?
Well, there are a lot of ways you can look at that, Kevin. The best dunker, is it the most sweet-looking dunker? Is it the most forceful dunker? Is it the dunker that can do it in a game or in a contest? There are a lot of different branches on this dunk tree. But for me, looks, creativity, elevation, Zach LaVine comes to the top of the list. The big guys, I kind of eliminate a little bit. So I go with Zach LaVine in the dunk meter.
Wizards leading by 6. Outside, Scott loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Back to Arenas. No good with the triple.
just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
Checking out the numbers for Carter. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run, averaging about 27 points per, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
Wizards leading by 8. Theus, the pass to Carter. He kicks to Martin. Nice ball movement by Washington. Here's Gasol. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the way up.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection. Always got to patrol the three-point line. When you don't, you suffer the consequences.
Scott, the pass to Theus. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Here's Carter. Can't capitalize on the good screen. Nets trail by 7. Now let's find out what head coach Scott Brooks had to say to David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, Kevin, right now they have won the first 2 meetings between the teams, and Coach told me if they want to get that third win, they have to keep continuing to execute on offense. He said we have gifted scorers here. As long as they're taking good shots, I believe they can carry us against any opponent. See if that trend line continues north tonight. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thanks for the report, David. So it's all about getting their offense going early on.
And I think that's the right call, guys. Get that rhythm established at the offensive end as soon as possible.
Yeah, I echo that, Greg. I mean, if they come out here as the aggressors and really get after it, I think it'll make things that much easier on them defensively.
Here's Theus. Following the basket by Elgin Baylor. Theus, the pass to Martin. Feeds it to Scott. Clock at 6. Over Arenas. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Nets trail by 7. 1:56 left to play in the first. And here's Price from beyond the arc. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
The pass to Gasol. Martin the screen. Here's Theus. Misses off the right iron.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Arenas. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. Kicks it to Carter. Pulls it from 20. His shot is good. Scores his third basket in 6 tries. Shooting 50%.
And that's how you move the basketball. Awesome passing leading to the bucket.
Here's Arenas. That's short off the rim. Washington leading now by 3. Lets it go with a 3. Here's Martin. Baylor with the steal. Out of bounds. Washington takes possession. Meta World Peace. He's checked in for Vince Carter. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Gay's checked in. Wizards shooting pretty efficiently out there. It is in 48% in the first quarter. Here's Theus. It's deflected. In transition, here come the Nets. Price is running. Gasol with the steal. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Theus. They set the pick. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. The Wizards shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. So he gets them both. Out to the right wing, Arenas hits it from three-point range. Arenas has got 9.
And from three-point range, guys, he has hit the ground running. What a first quarter.
Here's Scott. At the end of 1, a closely contested game so far. Wizards lead by 2. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. So a close game now starting the second quarter. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. And the Nets with possession here, trailing by 2. Last time they met was in Brooklyn.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Yeah, and that turned the tide, the rebounding differential. They've got to focus and make it a team effort to really pound the glass.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Washington, Martin is out there with World Peace, and it's Marc Gasol. Then there's Scott, and it's Theus in at the 2. And it's blocked. Here's Price. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Theus, the pass to Scott. Here's Theus. With the floater, Scott, good. Scott's got his second bucket of the game to go. And Nets coach Kenny Atkinson, before taking over in Brooklyn, a key assistant in Atlanta under coach Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah, and you talk about the Spurs coaching tree. There are a lot of good branches on that tree, boy. Budenholzer spent almost 2 decades in San Antonio. Now his assistant in Atlanta, Kenny Atkinson, is the head coach in Brooklyn.
Theus, the pass to Martin. He dishes it to Scott. Martin with a screen on Arenas. Just 5 to shoot. Power down with both hands.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Here's Gay. Here's Unseld. Great D that time from Martin.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint. That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Here's Arenas. And Gasol sends it back.
You really got to admire the reach of Gasol. He's excellent at utilizing those long arms of his to turn away shots.
Washington making some changes. Bellamy checked in for Gasol. Miracle Man comes in for Kenyon Martin. And Tracy McGrady subbed in for Scott. The Nets also changing it up. Reed comes in for the Monster. And it's Maravich in for Price. Rudy Gay on the wing. Covered by World Peace. Here's Gay. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3. Wizards have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. McGrady outside. Passes it to Miracle Man. He feeds it to World Peace. Goes up to the stripe, and Washington again with the bucket.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Left side Arenas. And Clark, as you watch the game at both the college and pro levels over the years, what has been the biggest change for you in your view of that?
Well, you know what, Kevin? There are a couple of things. The athleticism, the real emphasis on training and strengthening the core, meaning from your kneecaps to your sternum. The work that's done to train the hamstrings and quads and glutes and that core area as a place of power, as your center of power, is one of the significant changes I've seen, not just in basketball, but all sports. And it's benefited the athletes greatly and the overall athleticism. And then from a playing standpoint or on the floor standpoint, I think the three-point shot. I think that's been the biggest dramatic change in the game.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling. You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter. But right now, he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
McGrady outside. And World Peace kicks to McGrady. And that one is stuffed right through.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
Reed dishes to Maravich. Over McGrady. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Maravich has got the lead up to 1 now for Brooklyn. Wizards have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Maravich against McGrady. From the line, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. McGrady's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, you really can't get too upset at the defense there. I mean, they were there, but just not good enough to prevent the mid-range jumper from falling.
Gay kicks to Reed. There's the feed to Maravich. Reed a screen. Maravich the pass to Reed. Dishes to Arenas. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by Bellamy. Bellamy's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
In the first quarter, he was killing them from outside, but he can't get it going here.
McGrady passes to Lever. Pass to Bellamy. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a 3-point play.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Washington shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. So for the Nets, Baylor comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's Goodrich in for ABC.
1 shot.
And the free throw, no good. Nets trail by 3. Outside Baylor. The dish now to Maravich. Baylor a screen on World Peace. There's the pick. Here's Goodrich. No good there off the double clutch.
I tell you, that is not what they want. A contested jump shot, the defense right on him. You need to get a better shot than that.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
He kicks it to Walton. Feeds to Reed. To end the run, Baylor drives in. Foul on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
Wizards making a switch here. Carter's checked in.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
Baylor kicks to Reed. There's the pass to Baylor. Over Carter. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Washington leading now by 5. Lever passes to Bellamy. Kicks to McGrady. From deep 3-point range. And again, Washington with the triple.
And getting going here in the second quarter, his second 3-pointer of the game.
Pass to Baylor. He dishes it to Walton. They set the pick. Passes it to Reed. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Reed's got his second bucket. Washington's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Carter with a screen on Goodrich. Carter outside. McGrady.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
Nets trail by 8. Screen by Walton. Elgin Baylor on the wing. And the rejection by Bellamy. They recover it. Baylor can't get that one to fall.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
And that one's good. McGrady.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. Well, Clark, you've been in the booth for so long, but I have to ask, have you ever toyed with the idea of coaching or working in some team's front office? I know you did briefly for the Pacers.
Yeah, I did, and I enjoyed it. I was working in player relations, player development with our guys off the court, and loved it. But it just wasn't something I could sustain at this season in my life. Not interested in coaching. I've never really been, because my career path went towards broadcasting right after I got done playing, and I paid my dues and have grown in this profession. And I would want to do the same thing in coaching, and I just don't have enough time in front of me to do that. So I'm happy to be around the game in this capacity. Coaching never lets up. I get an off season as a broadcaster.
Yes. On the clock. And it's Carter missing.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Goodrich kicks to Baylor. Baylor can't get that one to fall.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Miracle Man, the pass to Bellamy, and the shot goes in. Bellamy's got 4 this quarter.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
That's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart for the Nets.
Well, you have to give him credit because he's done everything he can to help contribute, but it doesn't appear to be in the cards for him tonight. A lot of strange releases, and he just isn't the same efficient scorer that we're used to seeing.
And the first one drops. Both teams will make substitutions. Second free throw, no good.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Goodrich, that's good.
No excuse for that kind of defense. I'm positive they're upset about that.
1:46 left here in the second. Scott kicks to McGrady. Now the feed to Carter. Gasol dishes to Scott. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And that's now 6 points for Speedy.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
McGrady kicks to Scott. The Wizards working the ball around now. Martin with the screen for Carter. McGrady. And the 3 off target.
Well executed. Great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
5 to shoot. Baylor's shot is off.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Yeah, you know what? I think eventually he will find his rhythm because he is off right now, but all it takes is one hoop, and you're back in rhythm.
Dishes it to Price. Baylor a screen on Carter. Price against Carter. Price the pass to Baylor. Shoots over Scott. Baylor can't get that one to fall. The kick out to Scott. Goes up at the stripe, and he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Scott. Price. That shot off. And so it's the Washington Wizards.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime
Hey
Show.
again, y'all. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. And that is just about going to...
The dome of the U.S. Capitol building looking absolutely grand as we make our return to Washington, D.C. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. We're seeing a tremendous game from Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, what a shot in the arm he gave them in that first half. The three ball just kept falling.
Yeah, and you know what? As far as I'm concerned, keep feeding it. Got to ride the hot hand.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Nets trail by 14. Checking out the group for Kenny Atkinson to start the second half. Goodrich is out there with Maravich. Then it's Reed. Then it's Walton. And it's Baylor in at the 3 slot. From the Wizards, their shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. And the pass to Miracle Man. Here's Lever. Reed covering. Off the pick. Lever, that's good. Lever's got the lead up to 14 now for Washington.
Oh, great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Yeah, he knew he had him beat, Greg. I mean, that was clear. Took advantage of the space he had and then calmly and quietly drained it from the mid-range. That's good basketball.
And those are two teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
The Nets have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
Here's McGrady, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, Greg, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Wizards leading by 11. Lever passes to Bellamy. Here's Lever. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Nothing but money for him to start the half. They've made all 3 of their shot attempts.
For Washington, they have shot 6 of 7 at the line, and that one falls for Bellamy. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Screen by Walton. Goodrich dishes to Walton. Over Bellamy. At the tip. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Walton's got 5 points so far.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up.
And if you're the defensive team, it just kills you to give up baskets like that.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
Maravich kicks to Reed. Here's McGrady. Maravich with the steal. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Goodrich kicks to Maravich. Back to Goodrich. Reed a screen. And it's Goodrich missing.
Not really necessary with nobody on you. I mean, why put yourself off balance on that shot when you're wide open?
Pass to Miracle Man. Back to McGrady. Over Maravich. And Washington again with the bucket.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And last season, one of the first where a coach was not let go during the regular season. A rarity, Clark, in the NBA. Do you think coaches get too much of the blame at times?
Yeah, I would agree with that, Kevin. It's a great responsibility and challenge to coach in the NBA, but more times than not, they do sometimes get an unfair share of the blame for what happens on the court.
Vesey's checked in for the Nets. And now let's take a look at the number of second chance points these teams have had over the last month. These guys never give up on a possession. In the third position, the Wizards.
They have been aggressive underneath. I mean, they're playing with a physicality that you don't often see, and it's led to a lot of second chance points. Yeah, second chance points, again, a huge problem for this team.
Boy, they're getting caught spectating. You can't be a watcher out there. They're letting rebounds slip away. Everybody's got to get in there and fight for the ball. Well, I'll tell you what, his vertical is awesome, off the charts. A short center who still makes his presence felt.
Baseline J on the way. Here's Reed. Second shot opportunity. Washington with the rebound.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Arenas kicks to Baylor. Back to Arenas. Reed a screen. A three ball. The second chance effort. Walton laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Walton's got 4 this quarter.
It's been their Achilles heel defensively. They just have not been able to control that backboard.
Greg, they're getting outworked on the glass, and those second chance buckets have devastated their defense.
Shoots from 14, and Maravich pulls it down. Nets trail by 17. He feeds it to Baylor. Puts it up from 12. It's rebounded by Bellamy. Bellamy's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. McGrady passes to Lever. The dish to Carter. Feeds it to McGrady. Shoots over Maravich. A shot by McGrady, no good.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just 1 in the first.
Carter dishes to McGrady. From the high post. And it's Reed pulling it down.
If you're a pro, you got to drain that shot. I mean, doesn't matter who you are, the defense left him wide open. Pros make those.
Arenas kicks to Walton. Shot clock at 6. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Walton's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Pass to Bellamy. Nice ball movement by Washington. Carter for 3. Good. And it's McGrady who picks up the assist. McGrady's got 3 assists tonight. Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
Baylor can't get it to go.
That's unacceptable shot selection there, Kevin. I mean, why on earth did he think that was a good look?
Nets trail by 18. Arenas passes to Baylor. Back to Arenas. Here's Walton. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Walton's got 11 points.
And how about the perseverance offensively? I mean, following up the missed shot, and that results in second and third opportunities.
Greg, you've often heard it said that sometimes it boils down to who wants it, but who wants it is also tied to putting yourself in position to go get it.
And that one's good. McGrady.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Arenas kicks to Baylor. Baylor can't get that one to fall. To the wing right side. Here's Bellamy. Here's Miracle Man. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
And plays like that have really taken the energy out of those defenders. I mean, you can bet he's going to continue to keep pushing in that area.
Marc Gasol is checked in for Washington.
Shooting one.
Here's Price. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Outside Baylor. Trying his luck deep. Baylor can't get that one to fall.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I'm sure he's frustrated, Greg, because nothing is falling right now. But he's going to keep chipping away at it, and that's the attitude. Stay with it.
And it's in there. Price has got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, good-looking bounce pass to set up that one.
McGrady outside. Gasol in the high post from about 16. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. And the Wizards lead by 21.
And through the years, he's become very confident in that shot. Gasol's almost better from mid-range than he is in tight. That's a great weapon for a 7-footer to have.
Misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Baylor drives in, back to Arenas. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Arenas has got 17 now.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at them. Show them you can shoot from outside all night long.
Bucket is good. 22 points for Vince Carter.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Here's Price, and off the glass. That one's good. And the Wizards with possession. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Passes it to Miracle Man. Carter kicks to Gasol. Overruns some. He's off on that one, and Brooklyn will come the other way. Here's Arenas. That's tipped. Here's Theus. He's covered by Arenas. And the pass to Miracle Man. Shoots from the right block. That's tipped, and he recovers it. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Carter.
What a display we've seen from them so far. Every half-open look they've gotten, they've knocked down and showed no signs of letting up. Right now, they are in the driver's seat. As long as they can keep their rhythm on offense, they'll just steamroll this team the rest of the way.
Meta World Peace, he's checked in for Washington. Goodrich, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And so he hits both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Kicks it to Price. Back to Baylor. He dishes it to Goodrich. 5 to shoot. There's the screen. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Against length, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
Yeah, he's so creative with the ball and his ability to shake free from bigger guys to knock down those triples. Boy, that's a thing of beauty there.
Miracle Man, the pass to McGrady. Over Goodrich. Rebounded by the Nets. The Monsters got 4 rebounds in this game. Elgin Baylor on the wing. McGrady covering. And here comes McGrady leading the fast break. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And the Nets making a change here. Reed's checked in. And McGrady drops them both. 1:11 left in the third. Goodrich kicks to Reed. The feed to Baylor. The monster passes to Reed. Over Martin. A nice shot by Reed. Reed's got 8.
Boy, I tell you, he has been lights out. Sadly, they're still behind. He needs his guys to step up.
And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Walton's checked in for Brooklyn. ABC comes in for Price. Here's Arenas. 17 points in the game. To the right side. Screen by Walton. Walton a screen on Martin. Here's Goodrich. Martin gets the rebound.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Baylor kicks to Goodrich. Right wing, fades and shoots. Arenas misses.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
And so it's Washington, holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll return shortly. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Washington with the ball. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. They've got Marc Gasol. Martin is out there with Person. Then there's Scott, and it's Theus in at the shooting guard. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
Williams kicks to Maggette. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Theus. Over Williams. Pass to Person. The 3-ball. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Person's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Washington. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Wizards.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Scott, the pass to Theus. Tries from 7. Gasol dishes to Scott. Pass to Person for 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. In transition, here come the Nets. Stops, pops, and Williams gets it to go on the assist by Arenas. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Martin with a screen on Arenas. Passes to Theus. Martin the screen. Gasol a screen on Williams. Shot from free throw range. A nice shot by Theus.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Puts up a 3. Doesn't go that time. Now Washington takes it the other way. Scott against Arenas. 17-foot shot on the way. Here's Martin. Count it.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Arenas kicks to Maggette. Outside Williams. Dishes it to Arenas. Shot clock at 6. The 3-ball. Rebound, Washington. Gasol's got 6 rebounds here tonight. The pass to Theus. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Theus has got 5 points now this quarter.
They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
There's the pick. To stop the run, Williams. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Martin. Wizards making a switch here. Moncrief's checked in. Brooklyn's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Moncrief against Arenas. Gay kicks to Adams. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Wizards have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth, 4 of 9. Moncrief the pass to Gasol. The Wizards working the ball around now. From 12 feet out. Nice spin off the left rim and in. And 11 points for Speedy. For Brooklyn, they've gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Moghetti dishes to Williams. Beyond the arc. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And here are the Wizards now. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Now the dish to Scott. Clark, we have seen an influx of players who function as point forwards for their team. How difficult is that to deal with as a defender?
I think it's really hard. I think it just speaks to the versatility of a player. If a guy has forward size but point guard skills, then I think that makes him more valuable to his team and more difficult to defend because he can start offense, not just for himself, but for his team. And that puts your defense in a little bit of a quandary as to how you're going to deal with that kind of versatility in terms of scoring and playmaking.
That savvy little up fake there, fooling the D.
And that was a strong pick by Martin.
For Brooklyn, they've gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. Arenas goes in, uses the glass to finish the layup. Arenas has got 19 points. Washington's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Pass to Person. He kicks it to Martin. He feeds it to Moncrief. Good looking screen by Gasol. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
He went a decent amount of time before his first turnover there. It's really been a good, safe stretch of basketball from him to this point.
Meta World Peace, he's checked in for Person. For Brooklyn, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Gay, a screen on Moncrief. From past the arc, and Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Miracle Man, he's checked in for the Wizards. The Nets also changing it up. The Monsters checked in for Moghetti. And it's Price in for ABC. Wizards have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50%. Now Moncrief. And Clark, we know that players are evaluated in a historical perspective, largely by how many rings they have. Do you think that's a fair way to evaluate things?
I don't think you can solely evaluate an individual player in a team sport by the number of rings he's been able to win. Clearly, it can be part of the criteria, especially if you're talking about great players who have had similar careers. It can be a differentiator. But to me, it doesn't necessarily carry the weight that some people like to give it in evaluating players. Individual performance over time is what, to me, marks the hallmark of a player worthy of Hall of Fame consideration or being talked about being one of the greats in the game.
Here's Maravich. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
That's his second personal foul. At the line of the Nets, Pete Maravich. Taking 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Maravich hits them both. For Washington, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. World Peace against Gay, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. Well, the commissioner recently said the NBA will review, Clark, the one and done rule for college players. Any idea how that will change, if it will at all?
You know what? I'm not sure, Kevin. Quite honestly, when this rule was instituted about 10 years ago now, 10 or 11 years ago, I thought it would be good. I felt 1 year of college, if a guy was fully invested in that experience, would be better than no years. But I also understand college is not for everybody. And I'm actually of the mindset now that you should be allowed to leave right out of high school if you so choose. But if you do go to college, I would like there be a rule in place that there's a commitment to 2 years. I just think that would benefit all involved, the players, the universities, and I think the NBA would get a more mature and an NBA-ready prospect. That being said, I think we're going to end up, kind of where we are right now. I don't know if anything is going to change in the near future.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Here's the screen. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Offensive rebound. Here's Unseld. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
Boy, I like watching him get after it on the glass now, staying active, and usually that leads to good things.
Martin kicks to Scott. Passes it to Miracle Man. Here's Lever. 5 to shoot. Martin the screen. Trying his luck deep. And it's Gay with the rebound. Brooklyn's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Well, the NBA has made some adjustments to prevent the hack-a-shack strategy, fouling big men who can't make free throws. It still happens. Clark, is it always going to be a part of the game, do you think?
I think it will be part of the game, and I don't necessarily like it. I would much rather see the rule be changed because I think it just enhances the quality of the product. Some would argue the strategy should be on board for poor free throw shooters. I disagree.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
And for the Nets, they're shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Price up top. With the second effort, Unseld. And it's denied. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Outside, Maravich. Lob pass to Gay. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Washington's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Miracle Man, the pass to World Peace. There's a good screen. Back to Scott. In transition, here come the Nets. Price is running. With the versatility of modern players and the switching that goes on in defensive schemes, Clark, are traditional NBA positions meaning less and less in the game now?
I think we're finding that more teams are playing close to positionless basketball in many ways. So positions aren't nearly as important as skill sets with your 5 players on the floor. I think that's what you look at when you field your team.
1:49 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Feeds it to Gay. Over World Peace. A putback, and Gay with the second chance points.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball.
That's exactly right. No need to catch it when you've got the kind of soft hands that he does.
Martin, and fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Washington.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And they've really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one.
Well, once they'd taken the first 2 from them, you could just sense how this one was going to go.
Pass to Lever. They set the pick. Kicks it to World Peace. Clock at 4. Puts one up from 19. Lever can't get it to go. Brooklyn with the ball. Left side, Price. He dishes it to Maravich. Here's the monster, covered by Martin. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. He misses the free throw. And he sinks the second. Here's Lever. There's 25 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Martin with a screen on Price. Here's Lever. Rebound, Brooklyn. Maravich with it. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was...
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.